day 235 of consistently helping people build consistency. Wait, let's go. So, hi, I'm Laksana, just an average person trying to be consistent. I want to be the best at helping people build consistency. That's why I need to rehearse consistently, because I need to improve my English, I need to improve my speaking skills, I also need to improve my communication skills. Yeah, basically, I need to rehearse every single day. And I think like it's gonna be a good decision to basically just document my rehearsing journey here, because yeah, I just want to be honest to you guys. Rehearsing like this isn't really feeling comfortable, because it's really exposed me to my current version of ability, to my real ability of how good can I speak, how good am I, how good my understanding in the materials that I'm given, the logics that still flawed in my speech and stuff. I'm exposing myself to lots of mistakes and basically yeah, my own ability in delivering my speech. And yeah, basically, so in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the concept of procrastinating. Why we cannot be consistent at doing something in the long run. One of the biggest problem is because we procrastinate to do it. We say to ourselves, oh yeah, I'm just going to be doing it tomorrow. And this is actually something that also happens to my case. Okay, this happens to my case whenever I want to be consistent at doing something. I said to myself, oh, you know what? I'm already exhausted today. I'm already tired today. Let me just do it tomorrow. But then the next day, the same thing happened again. I feel exhausted again after a day of working. And basically, I say to myself again, yeah, like this is important. Exercising is important. Going to the gym is important. I don't know, maybe like studying for this subject is important. But I'm just gonna be doing it tomorrow, because again, today I'm already exhausted. Well, here's the thing. Basically, whenever I say that, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna be doing my thing tomorrow, I'm just throwing the responsibility of doing that thing into the tomorrow version of myself. Well, actually, it's not really a problem if the next day I actually do it, okay? And if I actually have some reasonable reasons why I cannot do it on today. But the problem here for most people, and also for myself, when we say that we are going to be doing it tomorrow, we don't really do it tomorrow. It's always the tomorrow of tomorrow, and it never actually exists. Okay, basically we're just throwing the responsibility to the future version of ourselves, and the future version of ourselves also throw the responsibility into the far more future version of ourselves. The cycle happens and again and again and again. We always find some kind of excuses not to do the thing, to just say, oh yeah, I'm gonna be doing it tomorrow. Okay? But here's the thing. Notice that this cycle for me and also for lots of you guys might actually have happened for months or even years, because without you guys noticing. Well, maybe to some extent you guys notice that this has occurred for a long time, but it might actually have happened for months or even years, okay? Without you actually notice that it has actually, it's actually been that long. Why? Why this is happening? Why this is happening? It is precisely because every single time we say the reason, oh yeah, we say the excuse, oh yeah, I'm gonna be doing it tomorrow, it feels like a new reasonable reason. It sounds reasonable every single day. Okay? It feels like, yeah, it is something tolerable, because, well, every day it has actually been my routine itself to say that, yeah, I'm going to be doing it tomorrow. So basically, instead of actually doing something consistently, okay, let me just write that. Instead of just doing something consistently on a daily basis, we've developed a consistent habit of saying that we are gonna be doing it tomorrow. And not do it tomorrow. And not do it tomorrow. Okay, so basically we are just looking for some reasons. We are basically looking for some reasons, and it has already been a habit for us to just look for reasons and say that we are going to be doing it tomorrow, basically forming a consistent habit of consistently procrastinating. We do not want this to happen. So, here's the thing. It feels like, I don't know about you guys, but it feels like we are stuck. I'm stuck in a labyrinth with no exit. I know that this is a problem. Procrastination is a problem. Saying that I'm going to be doing it tomorrow without actually doing it tomorrow is a problem. But I just cannot find any way out. Okay? So how do we actually exit this procrastination labyrinth? Actually, I kind of proposed this idea named the wall of tomorrow. Well, I won't really say this is an original concept from me. I also get inspired from other sources, other creators to create this strategy. Not necessarily mine, not really originally my idea. But here's basically the concept of wall of tomorrow. Basically, we are going to be searching for physical. Irwanto Pratama. Hello, Irwanto Pratama, and yeah. So basically, we are going to be having this physical what do you say physical track record of how long have we actually been procrastinating to do something. Basically, drop on a paper and a pen. And here's the thing, every single time we want to say, oh yeah, I'm going to be doing it tomorrow, well, we can actually do that, okay? But the thing here is that every single time we want to have an excuse and say that we are going to be doing it tomorrow, we need to be writing down on the paper 100 words is a why we cannot do it today and why do we need to do it tomorrow, okay? Just write down 100 is a. So this is going to be effective because, wait. So, 1. So this is going to be effective. Okay, so basically why this kind of approach is effective. Oh yeah, I haven't really finished to describe the method. Basically, the method here is to basically, again, just write down 100 words essay why you cannot do some particular thing today and why you are going to be doing it tomorrow. And basically, we are just going to be sticking the paper into our walls, okay? So basically, it creates some kind of reminder to ourselves. So, why this kind of approach? Why this kind of approach is actually effective? Two reasons to actually. First thing first, we are going to be able to learn what are going to be the causes why we cannot be consistent at doing something, because we basically just write down all of our excuses every single day. Maybe, oh yeah, I'm already exhausted. Well, next day, learn how not to get exhausted, or even like do the thing before you get exhausted. Maybe like you always say that you are exhausted after school, after college. Well then, why don't you just do the thing before college or before school? So that's, for example, we basically try to solve the problem by learning the mistakes, the excuses that we have in the past. That's the first reason why this kind of approach is going to be effective. And basically, the second reason why this is going to be effective, it is precisely because we are going to be breaking the cycle of procrastination by having a concrete evidence that we've been procrastinating for so long, okay? Every single time we just want to procrastinate, one single time, like, I'm just going to be doing it tomorrow, we are going to be seeing our previous excuses. and big chances it's always the same old excuses. Okay, we are going to realize that we've been falling for the same trap for so long, for days, for months, for years, or even decades, right? So basically, you might feel frustrated when you see this, okay? So, and basically, we are going to be using this feeling of frustration in order to help us break the cycle, okay? We use this energy in order to help us stay consistent, because to some extent it's needed. Okay, when we want to change our life, we can actually, frustration can actually be an indicator, a signal that something needs to be changed. Okay, change. Okay, so here's the thing: when you decide that like you've had enough, you do not want to repeat the same cycle again and again and again, and the thing that you are going to be doing here is that basically you are going to be writing down on the paper with all capital letters, okay, all capital letters, that you are going to do it tomorrow. Okay, you are going to be doing it tomorrow. But here's the thing: instead of just saying that you are going to be doing tomorrow, now you are going to be writing down a specific time of the day when are you going to be doing that particular thing, and also set on a clear goal. So for example, 5 a.m. At 5 a.m. I'm going to be doing 5 minutes of running. It's a really clear goal because it has a specific deadline, a specific time of the day when are you going to be doing it, and also, it also has a really clear indicator, okay, of how much is actually enough. You set on a really clear goal. You say that you are going to be doing 5 minutes of running. You actually did the 5 minutes of running. You can say to yourself, oh yeah, I've done the thing that I said I'm going to be doing. This kind of goal setting will give you some sense of accomplishment, because you can precisely know when have you actually managed to do your thing. And also set on an alarm to remind yourself to do your thing. Really important. Really important. And basically this kind of approach, right, this writing approach, basically going to be effective in order to help us stay consistent, precisely because we have a physical evidence, right? We create a physical evidence that obligates us to do it with a really clear deadline. So good luck. So next thing, I want to be talking about why we cannot even be consistent at doing something that we are actually passionate about. Why we cannot be consistent at doing something that's actually our passion, okay? Something that we really enjoy some of the days. So I'm talking about, my friends who wanted to become a really good basketball player, but he, to some extent, some of the days he procrastinates to do his training session. Some of the days he doesn't show up, okay? So why this happens? So here's the thing. Big chances why we procrastinate, even doing the things that we actually enjoy or we are passionate about, is precisely because since we really love those things, we have some high expectation to ourselves. Okay, we have this high expectation of ourselves, of how should we perform. Maybe we also have some kind of, benchmark in the past. Yeah, we kind of have this benchmark in the in the past. So maybe like one of my friend is really good at basketball, but to some extent he also procrastinates to train basketball, precisely because he is afraid. What if he could not perform as good as he used to perform? Okay, what if he decreased? What if he fell? Fell in a sense, not being as good as he used to be.